Emily had always dreamed of finding a life partner who would cherish her for the kindness in her heart and the strength of her character, rather than just her appearance. Raised in a family that valued faith, respect, and patience, she was taught early on that true beauty comes from within and that marriage is a sacred bond based on trust and shared values. Her parents often reminded her, "Trust in God's plan, Emily. He knows what is best for you, even if you don't see it yet." Emily held on to these words as she entered the stage of her life where many around her were beginning to marry and settle down. But despite her gentle nature and sincere faith, Emily found it difficult to meet someone who appreciated her true worth. The people introduced to her seemed more interested in appearances or superficial qualities. She wore her hijab modestly and valued her dignity, yet sometimes felt invisible in a world that often judged by looks. The rejections, though rarely spoken aloud, weighed heavily on her. She would often pray quietly, asking God to guide her to the right person who would love her for who she truly was: her faith, her kindness, and her patience. Emily knew that rushing into something without certainty would not be right, so she remained patient, trusting that God's timing was perfect. Determined not to let discouragement define her, Emily focused on her personal growth. She enrolled in courses that interested her, volunteered at her local mosque and community centers, and spent time reading stories about strong, faithful women in history. These stories gave her strength and reminded her that resilience and trust in God could overcome any hardship. Her family supported her every step of the way, encouraging her to maintain her dignity and faith. They reminded her, "Good things come to those who wait, and Allah's plan is always better than ours." One evening, at a community event, Emily was introduced to Daniel, a kind and respectful young man. Unlike her previous encounters, this meeting felt different, comfortable, and sincere. They spoke about their values, faith, and hopes for the future. For the first time in a long while, Emily felt a spark of hope that her patience might soon be rewarded. Little did she know, this was just the beginning of a journey toward a partnership built on respect, understanding, and love grounded in faith. After the community event where Emily met Daniel, she found herself thinking about their conversation more often than she expected. There was something different about him, his sincere smile, the way he listened attentively, and the respect he showed for her thoughts and beliefs. In the following weeks, their families arranged several modest meetings, always in the presence of relatives, maintaining the Islamic guidelines for interaction between unmarried men and women. Emily appreciated this approach. It allowed her to get to know Daniel without any pressure or discomfort. During their conversations, Emily discovered that Daniel shared many of her core values. They both prioritized faith, kindness, and serving their community. Daniel was patient and gentle when Emily spoke about her dreams, fears, and her journey with faith. He never interrupted or rushed her, but rather encouraged her openness with a genuine warmth. Emily began to feel a growing sense of peace. For the first time in a long time, she felt seen and appreciated for who she truly was, beyond outward appearances. Daniel's respectful nature and his understanding of boundaries gave her hope and comfort. One afternoon, while their families spent time together at a park, Daniel quietly told Emily how much he admired her strength and dedication to her faith. "To me," he said softly, "real beauty shines from the heart and through our actions. Meeting you feels like a true blessing from Allah." Emily smiled, her heart filled with gratitude. She remembered her prayers and the patience she had maintained through her struggles. Their families noticed the positive connection to Emily's parents were impressed by Daniel's respectful demeanor and thoughtful words. Daniel's family admired Emily's kindness and intelligence. Slowly but surely, a foundation of trust and mutual respect grew between them. Throughout this time, Emily continued to pray for guidance, seeking clarity about her future. She trusted that Allah was leading her on the right path, and felt more confident that this relationship had the potential to be something meaningful. Their conversations remained centered on faith and the importance of building a home rooted in love, respect, and devotion to Allah. They spoke about supporting each other's spiritual growth and the responsibility of creating a peaceful, nurturing family. As their bond deepened, Emily learned about Daniel's own life challenges and how he had relied on patience and faith to overcome them. His story inspired her and strengthened the trust they were building. This gentle, respectful beginning reminded Emily that with sincerity and faith, the path to a true partnership can be filled with hope, blessing, and peace. As the weeks passed, Emily and Daniel's conversations grew deeper, not just about their interests or backgrounds, but about their visions for a life together grounded in faith and mutual respect. They knew that building a strong relationship required patience, honesty, and sincere intentions. They continued to meet in family settings, each interaction guided by the principles of modesty and dignity that both valued. These meetings allowed Emily to see Daniel's character shine through his kindness, responsibility, and humility. Daniel admired Emily's commitment to her values and the way she balanced modern life with her faith. Emily appreciated Daniel's calm demeanor and his willingness to listen and support her dreams. They found comfort in sharing their hopes for a marriage where both partners would uplift one another, spiritually and emotionally. Their families played a positive role, offering advice and ensuring that the process respected Islamic traditions. Emily's mother often reminded her, "Marriage is a partnership built on trust and understanding. Take your time to know him well." Emily found herself reflecting often on the Prophet Muhammad's peace be upon him, example of patience, kindness, and respect in relationships. She felt encouraged to approach her own journey with the same sincerity. One evening, after a gathering with both families, Daniel and Emily had a quiet conversation about their expectations. They agreed on the importance of maintaining clear boundaries and continuing to seek Allah's guidance throughout their journey. They made dua together, asking for blessings and clarity. As trust blossomed, Emily noticed how comfortable she felt sharing her true self with Daniel, the dreams, fears, and hopes she had kept close to her heart. Daniel responded with empathy and encouragement, reminding her that they were partners in this journey, supporting one another. Daniel shared his own aspirations to his dedication to community service, his hopes for a family grounded in faith, and his desire to continue growing as a person. Emily admired his humility and vision. Their mutual respect and shared values strengthened their connection. They understood that while physical attraction is part of marriage, it is the deeper qualities trust, faith, kindness that build a lasting bond. Emily continued to pray for guidance, feeling more confident that with patience and sincere intentions, Allah's plan was unfolding in the right way. This phase of their journey was a beautiful reminder that true companionship grows from trust, understanding, and a heart centered in faith. As their bond grew stronger, Emily and Daniel both felt a deepening sense of readiness to take the next step in their journey toward marriage. This phase was not just about planning an event, it was about preparing their hearts, minds, and families for a lifelong commitment rooted in faith and mutual respect. Emily spent more time in prayer and reflection, seeking Allah's guidance for the path ahead. She understood that marriage is a sacred trust, one that requires patience, compassion, and unwavering faith. Her parents supported her wholeheartedly, reminding her of the importance of maintaining dignity and trust in this special stage. Daniel, too, took time to reflect on his responsibilities as a future husband. He sought advice from his elders and prayed for strength to be a supportive and loving partner. Both families worked together, sharing hopes and setting expectations grounded in Islamic values. During this time, Emily and Daniel discussed important topics with openness and sincerity. They spoke about their future home, how they would nurture their faith together, and how they would handle challenges with patience and understanding. They agreed that communication and respect would be the foundation of their marriage. They also talked about the importance of charity, kindness, and community service as part of their shared life. Emily admired Daniel's dedication to helping others, and Daniel appreciated Emily's warm heart and commitment to good deeds. To strengthen their bond, they arranged to meet in small group settings with family members, always ensuring that their interactions honored Islamic guidelines. These gatherings were filled with laughter, shared stories, and heartfelt conversations that brought their families closer. Emily felt a growing peace in her heart. She knew the journey had been long, but with each step, she was more certain that Daniel was the right partner for her, a man who saw her for who she truly was and valued her faith and character above all. As the day of their formal engagement approached, both Emily and Daniel made dua, asking Allah to bless their union and guide them in building a life filled with love, faith, and mutual respect. This stage was more than preparation, it was a celebration of hope, trust, and the beautiful possibilities that lay ahead. The day Emily and Daniel formally became engaged was filled with joy, gratitude, and heartfelt prayers. Their families gathered to witness the beautiful momentous celebration not only of their commitment to each other, but of the blessing that faith had brought into their lives. Emily wore a simple, elegant dress and her favorite hijab, feeling calm and happy. Daniel greeted her with respect and kindness, mindful of the sacredness of the moment. Their families exchanged warm smiles, knowing this was the beginning of a new chapter rooted in trust and love. Before the formalities, they all sat together, offering dua for a strong, blessed marriage. Emily's mother reminded everyone that the engagement was a promise to continue building their bond with patience and sincerity. During the engagement, Emily and Daniel spoke softly, sharing their hopes and dreams for their life ahead. They talked about the importance of supporting each other through good times and challenges, always putting Allah first. The community around them also celebrated. Friends and neighbors sent their congratulations, happy to see two sincere hearts coming together in a way that honored their shared values. Emily felt especially grateful. The hardships she had faced in her search for a partner had made this moment all the more meaningful. She knew that with faith, patience, and kindness, true happiness was possible. Daniel, too, expressed his appreciation for Emily's strength and sincerity. He promised to be a loving, supportive husband who would always respect her and their shared beliefs. As the celebration came to a close, Emily and Daniel made a quiet vow to continue seeking Allah's guidance in every step of their journey together. They knew that marriage was not only a partnership of hearts, but a spiritual journey to grow closer to Allah. This engagement was more than a promise. It was a reminder that with faith and sincerity, love rooted in respect and understanding could flourish and bring lasting joy. Following their engagement, Emily and Daniel entered a joyful yet thoughtful phase of planning their wedding and preparing for married life. Both understood that their union was much more than a ceremony. It was the start of a lifelong journey to grow together in faith, love, and mutual respect. Emily spent time with her family, organizing details for the wedding in a way that honored their Islamic values. She chose to keep the celebration modest and meaningful, focusing on gathering loved ones to witness the blessing of their marriage rather than extravagance. She was mindful to maintain her modesty and dignity throughout. Daniel supported her every step, consulting with his family and ensuring their plans reflected simplicity and sincerity. They agreed that their wedding would be a joyful gathering but also a reminder of the responsibilities they were about to take on as husband and wife. As they planned, they continued to learn about one another and grow their understanding of what marriage entails. They read books on Islamic marriage, discussed the importance of patience and forgiveness, and prayed together regularly, seeking strength from Allah. Both families played a supportive role, offering advice and encouragement. The community also showed excitement, eager to celebrate a union built on faith and genuine love. Emily and Daniel found comfort in their growing bond, knowing that their relationship was rooted in shared values and mutual respect. They spoke openly about their hopes for the future, how they would support each other's dreams, care for their families, and nurture a home filled with kindness and faith. As the wedding day approached, Emily felt a sense of peace she had never known before. She was grateful for the journey, every challenge, every prayer that had brought her to this beautiful moment. Daniel felt the same, inspired by Emily's strength and sincerity. Their wedding was a celebration of faith, family, and the beginning of a partnership devoted to Allah and each other. Surrounded by loved ones, they made their nikah vows with full hearts and sincere intentions. Together, Emily and Daniel stepped into their new life with hope, patience, and the shared commitment to grow closer to Allah and each other every day. Emily and Daniel's wedding day marked the beginning of a beautiful new chapter, a life built on faith, trust, and love. As they settled into their home, they carried with them the lessons of patience, respect, and sincerity that had shaped their journey together. Their days were filled with kindness and gratitude. They supported one another through daily prayers, shared meals, and quiet moments reflecting on Allah's blessings. Emily admired Daniel's gentle nature and dedication to their faith, while Daniel deeply appreciated Emily's strength and compassion. Together, they faced challenges with patience and understanding, always turning to dua and open communication to strengthen their bond. They reminded each other that marriage is a partnership, a means to grow closer to Allah and to become better individuals. Emily and Daniel also committed themselves to serving their community, whether through volunteering at the mosque or helping neighbors in need. They made kindness and charity a cornerstone of their life together. Their families continued to play an important role, offering advice and support as they navigated the joys and responsibilities of married life. Both Emily and Daniel felt grateful for the loving environment that nurtured their relationship. As the years passed, their love deepened not just in affection, but in spiritual connection. They built a home where respect and faith flourished, teaching any children they were blessed with the importance of sincerity, patience, and trust in Allah. Emily often reflected on her journey, from the challenges she faced in finding a partner to the blessings she now enjoyed. She knew that every hardship had been a step toward a greater good. Guided by Allah's wisdom and mercy, Daniel felt the same gratitude. Their marriage was a testament to the power of faith, respect, and sincere intention. Together, they lived a life of purpose, grounded in Islamic principles, and united by a love that was patient, kind, and true.